Hello and welcome to the Battle Wagon. I'm back with another Star Wars Unlimited video, this time to evaluate more Set 2 mechanics. I'll start by looking at the new cards with the trick trade, then I'll briefly discuss the Underworld cards. After that, I'll explore some of the intricacies of bounties. Stick around to the end to find out card combos that might interest you. If you're like me, you've been waiting for Jaba to get new tricks, and lo and behold, he more than doubled his repertoire. There are 2 Vigilance, 1 Aggression, 3 Cunning, and 2 in Villainy. With the exception of Look the Other Way, which has no cost, Jaba discounts each of these by 1, which can be a good way to consider off-aspect cards. McClunky is the standout top performer here, with the 2 Villainy cards possibly finding their places in decks. There are 7 new cards that utilize the Underworld trait for additional effects. Notably, all of these cards have the Underworld trait, meaning they have circular synergy with each other. These cards have become the cornerstone for the Underworld tribal deck. Cad Bane needs no introduction and is fast becoming one of the most popular Set 2 leaders to test with this ability to ping damage whenever you play an Underworld card, not just a unit. The Xanadu Blood is Cad Bane's ship that was a reward from Darth Sidious. Its ability to exhaust units and resources fits decently well into Cunning decks. Smuggler's Starfighter is a ship with a smuggle option that can cripple an enemy's attack, however, it isn't likely to see much play. McClunky is a direct damage card that is likely to see tons of play due to its low cost and ability to save units or even refresh shields. Lady Proxima is cheap and durable, which deals damage to a base whenever you play an Underworld card, again, not just a unit. Street Gang Recruiter, as a 5-cost 4/4 unit, isn't overly impressive, but he returns an Underworld card from discard to your hand. Last but definitely not least is Maul, the 7/6 ambusher with Overwhelm, whose on attack allows him to redirect damage to another Underworld unit. There's no shortage of potential Underworld cards, as there's already over 100 to use with these intertwined synergies.
Although I acknowledge that bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
There are 10 new bounty upgrades, all of which have the condition trait: 2 Vigilance, 2 Command, 2 Aggression, 3 Cunning, and 1 without any aspect. Top Target, Quarry, Price on Your Head, Guild Target, Enticing Reward, and Unrefusable Offer all seem to have potential for decks. There are 12 units that have Bounty natively on their unit card. 4 of these cards have a reward of drawing a card. 2 have a bounty that is active only while the card is exhausted. Hyliban Enforcer and Sonara Sand seem to work well with Kira. Clone Deserter seems to have potential with Rey. I feel like Stolen Landspeeder is a wild card that is yet to be determined. Unlicensed Headhunter is one of our first 3-power spaceships, and I'm excited about that. Wanted Insurgents is a 4/4 Rebel for only 3 resources. Dr. Evazan, Cartel Turncoat, and Fugitive Wookiee are all turn 1 plays with buffed stats to offset their drawback. You can expect to see a few of these cards appear with popularity that likely waxes and wanes opposite to the capture mechanics. Need a specific bounty for the situation? Bounty posting can fetch whatever you need for the situation for a cost of only 1, and you get to play it. This is pretty powerful. The ability of Jaba or the client to generate a bounty before you plan on killing something is sure to become a core strategy in a few decks. In fact, if your opponent has a unit with a bounty, there are 9 cards which have additional effects. There are even cards not listed here that have bonuses based on if your opponent has an upgrade on a card. Stolen Landspeeder is a rare card, unique in the fact that your opponent gains control of it first. As a 3/2 unit, it is susceptible to most small units or removal. This includes the new shock event, Daring Raid, which deals 2 damage to a unit or base. This 2-card combo gives you an instant 4/3 unit for only 2 resources. Laum Pike is the definition of value. At a mere 4 cost, he is a 4/6 unit. As a bonus, his smuggle cost is only 1 additional resource. But his true value comes from his on-attack ability to give a shield to an enemy unit and a friendly unit. Give him Infiltrator skill, and that attack can immediately defeat that shield while protecting himself from any damage. There's nothing special with this 2-card combo. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's Forlom and Zuckuss. 4 resources lets you play Forlom as a 4/4 with Ambush. Follow that up with Zuckuss a turn later for a 6/6 ambushing Saboteur. Now that's what I call a power curve. Bib Fortuna is a solid 1/3 shielded unit that lets you play an event for 1 fewer resource. Set 1 lacked that special 4-cost card with oomph. Well, Shadows of the Galaxy brings us Pillage. Forcing your opponent to discard 2 cards on their second turn can hamper most deck strategies. Yellow-blue may not be an overly popular deck color, but the other event that works well with Bib is Calculated Lethality. I think Bosk is an underrated leader. The bounties are relatively inexpensive, even if you're paying the off-aspect tax for a couple. Bounty posting gives you the ability to grab whatever bounty you need for the situation. A single top target healing your base for 12 on Bosk's flip turn can shut down most aggro decks. Finn gets a load of crap for being a terrible leader, but I think people are blind to his potential, which only gets better as the game grows. His combo with Rose is simple. Rose attacks and turns her shield into 2 experience tokens. Then Finn turns one of those experience into a shield, which can then become another 2 experience. Left unchecked, Rose quickly becomes unmanageable by your opponent. When Triple Dark Raid was revealed, I thought it had the potential to be one of the most powerful cards yet. Unfortunately, there isn't a 5-cost card that I'm willing to call the perfect combo at this time. To make this card work, you might consider Thrawn to peek at the top card, or settling for a couple experience from TIE Advanced. But I think the real strength of this card comes from playing big, expensive capital ships that have a when-played ability. Cards like Ruthless Raider, Gideon's Light Cruiser, or Devastator can wreak havoc when activating their ability 2 turns early, especially when you also get to attack with it. With over 100 Underworld cards, Cad Bane has the potential to ping your way to victory. Since the dawn of the game, the core of the Cunning deck is cheap and efficient units like Greedo, now to be joined by Dr. Evazan. McClunky is an inexpensive card that adds much-needed removal to Cunning. It's an Underworld card that activates Cad's ping. Since it returns the unit to your hand, you can use it to protect bountied cards like Dr. E or your opponent's upgrades. Then you can resource the unit if you think it'll be a liability, or replay it for another Cad ping and ensure a fresh shield. Last but not least is Jaba the Hut, who makes his own bounties. Using Jaba's ability can be a great way to play Reputable Hunter as a turn 1/3/4 unit. A perfect card could continue that trend with the Hunter the Haxian Brood, shielded. Then Chaincode Collector can drop a 4-attack ambush, likely with no recourse. Jaba's 7-resource deploy allows you to capture a unit, which is conveniently the exact amount for Dryden to turn it into a double agent. That's all I have for today. Let me know in the comments what deck combos you're looking to explore. Have a wonderful day.